Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. As I've been skating for a bit over a year now, this week I decided to make a video on what you should expect from your first year of skateboarding. And trust me when I say, the first year of skating will seriously test your persistence and ability to take falls and get back up. I don't say it to scare you off and make it feel like you can't make it as a skater, but the first year, and especially the first few months, isn't easy. But one thing to remember is that it is an important transformative experience. Skateboarding changes most people's lives. It's a completely different sport, if you could even call it that, from anything else. There's nothing quite like it on this planet. So before we begin, I want to say hello, welcome to Skate or Die, the worst skateboarding channel on YouTube. I upload every Saturday morning at 9 AM, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So if you love watching and learning about skateboarding in a fun way, check in every week for a new upload, and subscribe if you already haven't. Anyway, without taking up any more time, let's get right into it. Number 1. Learning that it is not as easy as it looks. I'm sure that most people, if not everyone, started skateboarding because they saw someone skating and thought to themselves, damn, it looks cool and also fun. I want to try it. But when they inevitably bought their first board, they realized exactly how hard it actually was to skate. Like, how can you ever do a kickflip if you can't even push your board? And if you're at this stage right now and you're watching this video, all I can really tell you is just learn the basics. Learn how to stop, learn how to push, and learn how to turn. After that, you can learn some of the basic tricks, such as front shoves or front side 180s, and also learn how to drop in. It's one of the most scary experiences when you just start off, but it's also one of the most important things to learn. Number 2, being scared absolutely ridiculous. In skating, just about anything can be scary. Even the most simple things can absolutely terrify you when you're first starting off. But some things way more than others. For you, maybe it's dropping in. Maybe you've seen a few too many videos of people falling, and now you're terrified of rolling an ankle, breaking an arm, or just landing flat on your back. While all these things are pretty unlikely to happen as long as you bend your knees and lean forward, the possibility still lingers. But what skateboarding is really about is getting over your fears. And eventually you'll learn to just commit and send it. No matter how scary it might seem at first, as soon as you land it once, you will realize it really isn't that hard, and you'll be able to land it again and again and again without any issues. And this brings me on to number 3, landing your first trick. Landing your first trick is possibly the most rewarding feeling you can have in skateboarding. After spending hours, possibly even days trying to learn it, you can finally do it, and the amount of satisfaction and pure joy you get when you land it is a very rare, raw feeling that you can't get from many other things. It's equivalent to winning a competition or getting an A on a test you didn't even study for. You'll be kind of surprised and unsure of how you did it, but also extremely happy. And this small victory will inspire you to keep on skating. Number 5. Learning that falling is just a part of learning. By now you probably have the basics down and know how to push, stop, and turn on your board, as well as maybe a few basic tricks. There's a phase that everyone hits when they attempt to do something they haven't tried before, and this will really push you to the limits of what you think you can do. For me, it was learning rock to fakies. By itself, it's a pretty simple and easy trick, but learning it was a long and painful battle for me. It took about 2 months until I could finally do it consistently. And you'll definitely experience the same thing. It might be different tricks such as a kickflip or maybe doing your first 3 or 4 stair, but regardless of what it is, it'll take you a lot of falls and it'll take you a lot of persistence to keep at it. The most important part about this stage of your skateboarding is just not to give up and just keep at it. And once you come over this challenge, you will feel even better than landing your first trick. A common thing that can happen during this stage is you getting sucked into and being really focused only on the trick that you can't land. This will cause you to build bad habits, forget the other tricks you can do, and overall just stunt your skateboarding progression. So while it's important to stay persistent when learning a new trick, you should also just remember to go out and have fun, and don't stress over it. Just going out and cruising will actually improve your skateboarding, not to mention it's just really relaxing and fun. So even though you might see some 10-year-old doing insane stuff that you can't even imagine doing, remember that everyone learns at their own speed, and it's not a race, so feel free to take your time. Number 5, feeling in tune with your board. So you've been riding for a few months now, and riding your board and doing some simple tricks is pretty much second nature to you now. This is the really fun stage of skating, because at this point you can go and skate just about anywhere. You might not have the same tricks or balance as the more experienced skaters, but you have a sense of freedom of you being able to go anywhere you want. This is comparable to you driving your first car by yourself for the first time. And once you get a taste of cruising through an empty city on a late Tuesday night, the adrenaline rush of bombing your first hill, or riding out of your first speed wobble, you'll instantly become addicted. Number 6, having your first big fall. Being overconfident on a skateboard will definitely come back to bite you. I mean, after all, you're literally riding around 10 to 15 miles per hour, jumping around and doing tricks over concrete. And you'll only realize your mistake when you're lying on the ground in pain. This will definitely be one of the most painful experiences you have, but it also definitely won't be your last, or possibly your worst. In skateboarding, you can either accept the pain and push through it, or fear it and avoid it. and the choice is clearly yours. But keep in mind, if you want to be better and improve your skateboarding, you will inevitably fall and hurt yourself. It's just a part of skateboarding, and it always will be. Number 7, getting kicked out from somewhere you were skating. You're bound to eventually leave your garage or your local skate park and skate somewhere you've always wanted to. Maybe it's your school, or maybe it's a car garage, or maybe it's just some really smooth marble in front of a building. But unfortunately, the world isn't as kind of skateboarding as you might think it is. Not everyone is used to skateboarding and thinks that you're just having fun. The first thing a lot of people think is, A, you'll break something on their property.
Yo, this girl's squeaky. Can you get off my board?
Are you gonna talk to me like an actual human being?
Yeah, no, I'll talk to you. It's just, can you get off my board? That's my property.
Oh, this is your property.
Yeah, that's my property.
Well, can you do me a favor and stop cracking the concrete at my college?
At your college?
Yes.
Oh, my bad. I didn't realize this is yours. All right, I'm sorry. Oh, why you got them all grab it like that? Chill, like.
That's how you hold a skateboard.
Ah, chill, hey.
Or B, you'll hurt yourself and sue them, which I honestly don't think would ever hold up in court. And when was the last time you heard of a skater suing a building owner because of them hurting themselves on their stair set? That's right, never. But regardless, if you go skate out in the street, you'll sooner or later get kicked out. This can either be annoying because you're really close to landing something and you get kicked out, or it's just plain funny because of how mad and outraged people get for you skateboarding. But overall, make sure to treat others with respect unless they do something to try to hurt you or put you in danger. And also keep in mind that security guards are just doing their job when they tell you to leave. And don't try to make your day worse just because they have to do it. And while I'm on the subject of people hating on you for skateboarding, I should mention the constant and invasive questioning and unsavory opinions that'll be thrown at you by random people, parents, and grandparents. It just seems like the older they are, the wiser they think they are. And it seems like anyone over the age of 45 is an expert in every single field. Yes, Grandma Ann, I wear a helmet every time I ride. No, I have not met Tony Hawk. No, Uncle Tom, I won't break my back from practicing pop shoves in the garage. Yeah, Casey, I remember your hot boy from college at Skate. Okay, sure, I won't tell your new one. It honestly just might be worth printing out business cards with a frequently asked questions section. Yeah, it's pretty hard. No, I can't do that trick. Sure, you can ride it, just don't fall. No, skateboarding isn't that dangerous. Okay, well, maybe sometimes. At some points, you can just answer them in a complete opposite direction. Sarcasm always plays well. Just kidding though, play nice with people that ask you about skating. They just don't get it, and maybe they'll become skaters themselves, and then you won't have to have this conversation. Number 8, having someone give you props for what you could do. Now this is a unique thing that only applies to skateboarding because I haven't seen this happen quite like this anywhere else. But I'm sure if you've been to a skate park or watched a few videos of someone skating, you've seen or heard the satisfying sound of someone doing the skateboarding clap thing. There is no name for this, but it's basically when a skater hits or taps the skateboard or the wheels and gives you props or shows respect for something you did. This will come with the most unexpected moments, but it'll also make you feel incredibly special. It's a way to instantly feel like you're part of the club, because guess what? If you went through all the trouble of getting a skateboard and learning how to skate, you are part of the club. Welcome fellas, it's time to start posting your own steezy Instagram clips. Number 9, breaking your first board. Breaking your first board is the equivalent of losing your when it comes to skateboarding. And while you may be down a board and will need to buy a new one, you will have achieved something that a lot of people that start skateboarding never get to experience, and you should be proud of yourself for it. Number 10, learning the lingo. In skateboarding, there's a lot to learn when it comes down to things people say. There's front side, back side, switch, half cab, ice pick, list goes on. And there aren't just names for tricks, there seems to be a whole vocabulary that skaters created to describe things, such as steezy, mob, gnarly, and the list goes on again. And while it may seem confusing at first, before you know it, you'll be talking about the steezy, crook to backside Smith grind you saw the other day. One of my favorite things as well is how there's pretty much 2 different skateboarding communities that exist. The online one and the real life one. There's an entire universe devoted to skateboarding online. There's communities such as r/skateboarding for people to post their best tricks, and r/new skaters for new skaters to post videos of them learning new tricks, and ask more experienced skaters for advice. This is a great place to go if you don't have anyone that can teach you in person, and if you want another opinion from someone that's more experienced than you. Some of my favorite parts of the online community are the meme pages on Instagram, and also shout out to How I Love Meat. It's the place to get all my slams from. You can pretty much find anything that suits your taste if you know where to look. If you're a bit older than most skaters, by that I mean over 35, and you want to find a community of other older skaters, well then just hop on Facebook and you'll be greeted by a vast collection of groups dedicated to older people skateboarding. Or maybe you just want to connect more with your local skate scene, well then Facebook got you covered for that as well. Just look up skateboarding and then a city you're in, and I bet there's already a group created for it. Or maybe you only want specifically VX1000 skate footage, well then Facebook got you covered for that as well. I honestly never go on Facebook, but there's a ton of great communities on here to explore, such as Christian Moms Against Furries. Okay, it's a bit off topic, but anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far in the video, make sure to leave a like, because clearly you liked it. It comes at no cost to you, but it helps me and my channel out a lot by helping me get past the unforgiving ruling hand of the YouTube algorithm. And also let me know how far you've come with your skateboarding progression in the comments down below. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. If you want to watch another video, click on one of the ones on the screen right now. I think you'll enjoy them. And also make sure to subscribe so you never miss an upload. See ya.